Hello and welcome to Temtalk, a podcast about the creature collection MMO Temtem. I'm your host this week, Presby Kennedy, joined as always by Mr. Gaijin Boo, and we are back from the holidays. How are you doing, Gaijin?
I'm doing well. No complaints at
Gaijin,
all.
you
I've got
seem a little furrier than usual. Do,
yeah,
do
but
you need to go to a
I'm
doctor and get that checked out?
a lot cuter than usual.
I beg to differ. Maybe not a lot, just a little.
Uh, yeah, I'm doing well though. No complaints. Just been, you know, doing the thing. Just just living normal life, I guess.
I'm going to let everybody know right at the top of the show. This is going to be a little less professional of a show we normally have. This is just kind of us getting back into the swing of things. And then next week, we will be rolling hard and heavy right back into the Temtem.
Rolling. What?
Yeah. Right back into the Temtem life. I have not played much at all the past couple of days or weeks. I've been on vacation myself from gaming and everything. I traveled all the way to the other side of the country and I saw the love of my life, and I spent 3 weeks with her. Well, not three, we got 2 weeks together. I had 3 weeks of vacation and 2 of the weeks I spent with her, and it was so wonderful. I we read Oh, it's on the other side of the room. We read Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and we probably spent like the last week just chugging through the last 2/3 of the book, and the book is like massive. So it was that was my reset. I gave my brain space away from all of the creative and challenging and strategical and all of the other things that I'm constantly engaged in, and I just let it turn off and turn back on. And it's like I've got Temtem open right now in the background. It's like my first time playing for Rizzy, and I'm excited to just kind of get back into it.
I'm excited for you to get back into it too. I don't think you've really touched Temtem in like a good while, right?
A month. It's been a month.
Good gracious.
I know. I know. Like, I'm looking at the game right now, and I'm just remembering how incredibly pretty it is. And I missed you too, Maluna. I missed everybody in the Temtem community, but I was like right after the academy, and then all of the D&D stuff I was doing, and all of the work stuff I was doing. I was just like really burnt out of doing anything. So I want to take
spread himself too thin.
It
What a
is true.
surprise.
It is true. It
What
is
a
true.
surprise.
I want to take like a moment to apologize to all the academy people who might hear this in the future, because like as soon as I was done with the academy season, I got on an airplane and dipped out of Seattle, and I turned off everything, and didn't talk to anyone, and I needed to pay a lot of people that I didn't end up paying until like this past weekend. So thank you everybody for being patient with me, and in the future that won't happen again. So, but Gaijin, look at you.
Wait, you didn't apologize to all the Temtalk people for disappearing without saying anything.
Oh, okay. I will apologize to the Temtalk people for disappearing. I I should not have been put in charge of Temtalk originally, but now that I'm coming back a little bit more recharged and a little bit more on it, I should be better about this. But with my personal projects and stuff, like what keeps me going in those when I feel burned out is like guilt, and like horrific guilt, where it's just like I can't stop because if I do, I'm gonna let people down. And with I don't know, with Tim Talk, I didn't feel the same amount of guilt, where I was just like, I feel like people would understand. This wasn't I wasn't originally running Tim Talk at this. I didn't promise people this to like this level and everything. I feel like they'll just understand if I disappear for a little while. But yeah, like you told me over the holidays, communication is golden. It's essential, and I will do better about communicating to people. For me, this is something that seasonally happens to me. I used to struggle with seasonal depression, but once I like kind of understood that I need more daylight and I need more sunlight to just keep my brain doing the good stuff. During this season, December to about February, I get super antisocial and super introverted, and I just like I pull back from something. Not everything, but normally something. Most of the time, it's like friends and family where I just don't talk to them. And, you know, my friends and family kind of forced me to come see them for the vacation. So it ended up being my hobbies over the holidays. So.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I totally understand that, and you know, I just felt like we needed to like say something because you know we just kind of up and disappeared, you know, like I don't know, you know, if at the end of the year we just need to take like a month or whatever hiatus in general, you know, I think it, you know, just I don't know, I just felt bad, like you know, we left people hanging without really any plan or you know like expectation of what of all of a sudden, hey, by the way, we're not here.
yeah, and this is probably my first time streaming and participating and making something to the extent that we do that people actually
Yeah.
appreciate it like they do for Tim Talk, and so I'm really thankful for the community for that. But most of the time, you know, for my hobbies and stuff, I do it for such a small group of people that,
Yeah.
and a lot of the stuff I do on YouTube isn't that people watch now. It's like 3 months from now, somebody will leave a comment on my videos of something I did 6 months ago. And it's just like, oh, cool, that person found this thing. So it's like I've never had to really have that as not, I guess not a worry, but a concern of just like something that
Yeah.
needs to be prevalent in my mind. So
Yeah. No, and it's good. I'm glad we're back. It's nice to be back. Uh, I just, you know, I like doing Tem Talk. I really like hanging out with you and chatting with you about Tem Talk stuff and Temtem stuff and just in general. Um, and
gaming with you is legitimately fun, Gaijin. And I told this before we started the show, but I'll say it on the recording. Over the holidays, I saw a couple games I wanted to try out, and the first thing I said in my mind was, I want to play these games with the love of my life. And I immediately bought them for my lady friend, Willow. And then the very next thing I said was, I would like to play this with Gaijin too. And I messaged you and asked you if you wanted me to buy them for you. So that's gotta say something to you, Gaijin.
yeah,
Not the love of my life, but you're pretty up there. You're pretty up there.
well, I am the platonic love of your life.
Oh,
But
Abu's
yeah,
the
I
second
mean,
love of his life. It's polyamory.
I mean, you know,
But yeah, so this week, I've got I've got my food delivery done. I gotta go do that, and I gotta do my dojos tonight. I haven't did dojo battles in forever.
shit, I lose this so bad. Sorry. Oh, geez, I said an S word. Sorry, I'm losing a comp battle, people.
Unforgivable. I don't edit these episodes. I see you playing comp though, Gaijin. So what's changed in the time that I've been gone? Should we talk about the reset? Because it is Monday, and then we can kind of talk about like what's changed in the time I've been gone. I know the mini Club Wars finished up. I saw the at everyone post on that, and I was like, wow, I missed the whole season.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I mean, I've just been playing a lot of comp. I haven't really gotten into a lot of like tournaments or anything like that. It's just been,
So you sent me a
you know,
match last week. What was that match?
that was me. Me in Plus's tourney. That was my first tournament.
How did it
Um,
go? How did you place?
uh, I went even. I won two, I lost two.
Okay, okay, there's something to be respected about that.
Yeah. And yeah, that was, you know, it was pretty cool. It was exciting. I don't know. It was my first one, and I lost against Magia in the end. Obviously, that was going to happen. I mean, my team was.
Magia's not even that good at this game, though. So
It's true.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
True.
I'm kidding.
But it just his team was so bad for mine.
Was he playing
And
a toxic team?
I think so. I believe it was a toxic team. I was playing a different team than I normally have. So it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like looking at your
Something.
screen right now of like what you're playing. You are in a difficult spot, my friend.
Yeah, I know. Koish almost dead against a Galar that just hibernated itself. Yeah, not
Yeah, I
so.
don't think there's a world that you're going to be able to one-shot it. Like,
Nope.
time to
It's
say
not.
goodbye to that Koish. Oh, hey, look, of the hypnosis stall, you go first.
I do go first. I could at least just annoy this guy until the end.
Man, I used to
Uh,
play StarCraft on ladder a lot, and for the people who played really horrific like oppressive strategies, I would lose. Like when I lost the game against them, I would lose in the most unsportsmanlike way. I would pick up my bases. I played the Terran, and you could move your bases around the map, and they would win the game, obviously, because I couldn't rebuild, but I would keep moving structures around that it took them 25 minutes to secure the win through like the strategy or ways that the game recognizes, like, oh, the opponent's all out of structures, he can't do anything, he's lost. And in
yeah.
those times, I probably had like 3 people disconnect on ladder of just like either
Oh
their
man.
internet going out or them getting frustrated and getting the win. So I don't encourage on sportsmanship, but in some situations, being a butt might pay off. But I don't know if I can wholly endorse that strategy. I was a much younger Kennedy, and I was a much
Oh
more immature
shoot.
Kennedy. And I didn't like losing.
Yeah, I don't like playing this way, but I it was the only thing I could do. I was gonna lose this match anyway, but I could at least mess with his mind a little bit. I do not endorse stall. Do not endorse stall comp. I'll say that right now.
Somewhere out there, a chill went down Subaki's neck.
Yeah, Tsubaki knows. Tsubaki knows how I feel. Did you want to go over this week's park stuff? What we've got for reset
Yeah,
here
I
and all
actually
that?
read it while I was at the airport, but
Did
I'm
you read
pull
it on stream?
no, no, not on
Oh,
stream. I'm
oh,
pulling it
okay.
up right now. I can't remember it all off the top of my head. I do remember I saw you say something on the post of like, "Oh, gee, thanks for the immunity strand." I was like, "Gaijin, you cut that sass out."
I mean, come on. It's an immunity DNA strand. Why are they doing this? The final reward has been garbage for multiple weeks. And I mean, I
Oh, yep, yep.
understand. It
I
can't.
remember now. It's a Spreal SV week and a
Mhm.
blues. Okay, okay. So we're gonna do again. We're unprofessional tonight. We're just kind of getting back into the flow of things, and we'll be on it next week. But
Yeah.
and I'm not going to put this on stream. I'm going to read it out to everybody because that screen isn't set up yet. It is a Spreal week. So inside Park, there is Spreal. It is an SV week, and Spreal has 100% spawn chance, and the minimum SVs are 26 minimum SVs with a 10% egg move. I think Spreal has a handful of egg moves it can have on it. So Fron Whip and what else can it have? I don't remember. Fron Whip's the only one that's important.
Frond whip is the important one, yeah.
Yeah. Then the other Tim is Blues, and it's 100% spawn rate, which I think is our highest Blues spawn rate out there right now, so that's good. And it,
Can confirm.
yeah, minimum SV of 23, and it has a 10% chance to have a egg technique, For 2,700 Pansuns, you get 29 cards. So for the people getting into breeding, you know, always want to have a pocket Cerny. Always want to have a pocket Cerny. I don't know if things have shifted yet because I haven't been watching competitive like I used to, but when I was when I was playing, it was Callosity Cernif that was the good one, and then there was the stacking attack one, which was settling, which is okay. Yeah. But both of them
people
are
still both. They're both viable for competitive. Just settling
Yeah.
requires a lot more thought process behind it.
Yeah, you really have to pay attention with settling. And Callosity, I feel like there's so many more options for what you can do with Cernif, of like running it as a win condition, a pivot swapper, or a support, or anything like that. But yeah, good catch up week, because when I took a break from Temtem, Spriel and Blues, which evolve into Golder and Cernif, were great Tims to have. And so for people who don't have these, definitely something to help them, you know, just be ready.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Spriel is really good, especially since the minimum SV is 26. That's actually really good. So that's pretty exciting because, you know, Cernif is just always good in comp. I mean, even I think next island, you know, Sipanku, it's still going to be good.
I didn't even
electricity does nothing to it. Digital's and just neutral to it, I think. I'm pretty sure. So like it's still going to be good.
Yeah, I didn't even think, like, with my break, how much closer we are to Sipanku now. Oh, I gotta go like
They
dig
did
for
say
news.
that it's not going to be this month.
Okay, I mean, I'm okay with that. I still have to remember how the game works this month.
So it's probably going to be next month, sadly, but it's there. So yeah, it's cool though.
Do you want to read out the free Tim reward, or is it cool if I do it? Because I don't have it on the doc for you. Unless you have it up.
Yeah, I don't have it pulled up. I'm in the middle of comp. So.
Let's see. They haven't updated the roadmap, have they? I don't think they have, Aubin. I have been following the update channel on the Discord, and I have not seen anything about that.
Yeah, Aubin, they did not update the roadmap. I don't suspect they will, honestly. And, you know, roadmaps are just, they're to give a general idea. So, you know, they're still within their guidelines, I think, or whatever, but yeah.
So the free Tim reward for the week of January 11th to January 17th is for 60 releases, 12 smoke bombs. Not bad. 100 releases gets you 4 enhancer peaches. 300 releases gets you a high above die. I haven't seen that color before. Is that new, or have they had that in previous weeks?
I've not seen high above before, and I'm not sure if it's in a die bundle. I don't think it is.
I want that die just for its name.
It sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, and then for 350 in a DNA immunity strand, a single one. Now, see, I'm okay with the immunity strand at 350 because I feel like this free Tim week is at 300. Like, we get a special die at 300. The 350 is just for the overachievers, just so they can get a tiny tickle.
I'm still not okay with the DNA strand. It needs to be something that's not a DNA strand. You can't go from high above die to, oh, it's a DNA strand.
But it's only 50 more Tims, and what's that worth? Like 5,000 Pansuns?
I know. Yeah, it's fine. Like it's whatever. I just don't feel like that should be the remainder.
Okay, so I just searched the high above die on the wiki. It says the place where you obtain this is from the loot pool. So I guess it's a random item you can get, and now it's like
from
your first
the Wish You Well coins.
Yeah, so I guess this is the time when you can get it for certain. And for anybody listening, well, for everybody because I don't have it on the screen. It looks like this deep purple or magenta color, like a royal purple, and
A royal
that's
purple. Oh snap!
yeah, like I kind of like that. Well, not like that, but that's interesting to me because like the high above, I always thought of like as heavenly. And you know, when you think of heaven, you think of blues and golds and yellows, and so whatever that is, if the color theme of the high above is starts with this deep purple, then obviously the contrast to purple is yellow. But just it makes me just think what the rest of the spheres look like around, because I think the land the archipelago's in is called the middle sphere. That's interesting to me. I would really like to see the color palette of this place. That's a weird thought that I think only a graphic designer has, but that's where I'm at.
I mean,
I
it sounds.
appreciate the colors of Temtem though.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of the dyes that they've come out with are pretty nice. I'm excited to get the high above dye. I think it'll be the first one that I actually get in a while, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I think I think
It's
I think it's pretty cool.
It's Aubin says definitely looking forward to what they add for repeatable content, because coming back every week for Koish, rematches, radar, and free Tim is burning me out. It's Aubin, feel free to take a break. We are in the development cycle of the game, and I guess for a little bit of time I did feel guilty playing other things than Tim, but I don't know. One of the things that's really cool about an MMO is the progression. And I played a lot of WoW last month, and when I did a lot in WoW in high school and in college, and stepping back into the expansion that just came out and just bringing one of my old characters to life, I had all of these like great cosmetic items and cool things that even though I wasn't a part of like the last part of the game, I could still hang out with people and have fun and kind of show off some things. That I think that's just one of the really fun features of MMOs, of grinding out that progression, cycling through a couple and then coming back a couple weeks later or months later, and then just like, hey, new stuff is here, also look at my old shiny stuff, and then playing it out. I don't feel like you should feel guilty for wanting to, take a break from like the rematches and stuff like that. That said, as somebody who has taken a break, I'm kind of hyped to get back into it because I don't know, distance makes the heart grow fond.
I missed you playing Temtem, to be honest. You played way too much WoW. But
Yeah,
no,
I
I'm
got
I'm excited that you're back and actually looking to play some, and hopefully we can do something with like the new. I know you're still an Enigma, but your alt can
Oh
still
yeah,
join
yeah. I
ranks.
gotta move my alt into your club. I
Yeah,
gotta
because
do it. I gotta do it, and I need to get a couple competitive items for my alt that I didn't do with the side quests.
the alt's in what, Temtalk?
Yeah. What will Von Lin and
Von Lynn's
the
club.
everybody say when I leave Temtalk? I yeah, and this my alt is like through my Discord account too. So I have Temtem on Steam and then Temtem on Discord, and I don't know, maybe I'll get Temtem on another platform eventually too when it comes out. Oh, hey, what happened? There was something we were chit-chatting about. I don't know if we ever discussed this on air. You told me Temtem was removing itself from Stadia. No, no,
Not
no.
Stadia, GeForce Now.
Yeah, how did that work out? How was there did that controversy and everything get settled?
I believe they did remove it from GeForce Now. I'm I think it's a publisher issue versus a developer issue. I don't think Crema is the one that decided, but I don't have any real information on that. Um, but I'm
We're supposed to be the
fairly,
news, Gaijin. We're supposed to
yeah,
be the news.
I know, big surprise, right? Big surprise. Yeah, I don't honestly know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's more of a publisher choice because usually when it comes to something like pulling from GeForce Now, it is the publisher's decision. Since they're not, Crema's not publishing their own game.
Yeah,
It's
and Grace in chat saying it's a humble bundle decision and not on Grima. Okay.
yeah.
I wasn't in the loop with what was happening because I didn't use that platform, and so I just remember Gaijin had mentioned it to me a while ago, and I was still kind of on a hiatus. So I don't want to call it a hiatus. I want to call it a sabbatical. That makes me sound fancy. I'm gonna call it a sabbatical. I was on sabbatical.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all that I think came from that. It's pretty much I believe it's gone at this point. So
Okay.
yeah.
I don't want to completely skip over the rest of the weekly recap. Or not recap, reset. The last thing we didn't discuss was that there's water koish this week at the lodge.
Yup.
Has anybody did
Have
anything
water
with?
coins?
Well, no, I was gonna say, has anybody did anything with a freeze comp with water koish?
I don't know.
Because when I looked at water koish, I looked at it and I said, "This is good for freeze," and
I'll
I
do it.
couldn't think of anything else to do with it.
I'll do it.
I love freeze. I feel like freeze is just needs the final thing to tip it over the edge to make it great. And what it needs another Tim that isn't water or isn't wind, so that it can just kind of be a holistic comp. Like, I don't feel like Yowler fits into freeze well just because like, I guess when you're freezing, you're not really worrying about putting cold on yourself. And then Winter's Call, I think, which is Yowler's big freeze move, is on such a long cooldown. That's the WoW in me. Has so many holds that it just doesn't fit comfortably. And then Momo, has Snowstorm, but Snowstorm
Usable
only procs
once.
once. Yeah, it's Aubin's Snowstorm doesn't count because I don't think any Tim with a one-time off ability. I don't like one-time off abilities, and
Yeah, I wish that Snowstorm worked more than once. Like there's so many abilities that proc when it enters the field. Like Snowstorm is not even nearly as like OP as something like Kinu's Protector.
yeah,
Like
and
it procs every single time it enters the field and it buffs the other Tem. Like I feel like that is more powerful than Momo casting a freeze on everybody once it enters the field.
and the issue with Momo too that a lot of people don't realize about it with freeze comps is Momo can't slot into a freeze comp because it can't freeze Tims with Snowstorm. Snowstorm only ever puts 2 stacks of cold on a Tim that doesn't have cold already. So if it has cold, it won't reapply it and
Oh.
freeze it. But if it doesn't have cold, it will put 2 stacks. But the thing that's going to separate a good freeze player from a bad freeze player is you want to make sure you put your 3 stacks of cold up first, and then you seal the deal with putting whatever move puts 2 stacks of cold onto the Tim to freeze, and the Tim will be frozen for 3 turns because the 3 stacks of cold are there for the turn duration, but the 2 stacks of cold double stack and activate the freeze, and so you freeze for 3 turns. If you're only ever freezing for 1 turn, you're not getting the free turns that and when I say free turns, the what makes freeze good is you just constantly chip away at your opponent's team of either they leave in frozen Tims or they swap Tims in that are gonna get frozen, and you have that extra little wiggle room with that 3rd turn to just
Okay.
create those free turns. And when you only have 2, it's just like, I'm just gonna wait.
But
Next turn
so
I'll do a thing.
Pat Farm, it does not apply cold to Thames that already have cold, though. So Snowstorm would not work in that sense, right?
Yeah, it would. So it's at the start of the turn, Pat Farm, where you swap in Momo and then it applies the 2 stacks of cold. And if you swap in Momo at the start of the turn, unfortunately Tsunami doesn't put out cold on anything because it needs wind synergy that Momo doesn't have. Which the only thing it can swap into then is like a Winter's Call Yowler. But Winter's Call is like what, 2 holds, so it's 3 turns before you can do that. And on the 3rd turn, you're swapping in Momo to put up the 2 stacks of cold, and then Yowler to, freeze everybody with the Winter's Call. But in 3 turns, there's so many more things you could do rather than freezing 2 Tims for 2 turns.
Yeah, and just to clarify for those listening, one of the viewers, Pat Farm, said it can be more OP than Protector, to be honest, because swapping into opponent Thames with cold applied will freeze them. So imagine swapping into a Snowstorm Momo the turn after Synergy Tsunami.
Oh, yeah. And so the turn
Pat,
after Synergy, it would have cold already. So, yeah. And that's why I say, like, Freeze is right on the edge of being great. Like, we got Tukai, we have Whiplump.
Soon to have Cold Breeze Ori.
Yeah, cold. And maybe Ori might be what does it. We just need something outside of that typing to just give it that well-roundedness. Because right now,
wait to use digital moves, though. I need to see what other types of digital moves there are.
What, you don't like auto-destructing with Koish?
Well, actually, I've never even seen the animation or anything for auto-destruct. I've never seen it. I've never used it
once, and I was just like, I've learned not to use this move.
But at the same time, I just the one animation that I have seen from Ori and Zaubon or whatever, however you say it.
The one that smashes the ground. I don't remember the name of the move.
The one that puts this giant hammer that smashes your Tem.
They put a lot of love into these animations. Like, that was the thing I didn't appreciate about the game at first. Like, we got a whole patch of animations. I was like, really? You could be adding more? Oh, God, these animations are fire.
They really, the fact that they improved on them. It's so cool. Like, watching Stoneball's new animation, Clinch's new animation. There's just so many really cool animations in this game. Major Slash. It's so awesome. There's that's one of my favorite things about this game, honestly, is the animations. They just look fantastic. They're so good.
Yeah, it's pretty. I just kind of, I don't know. I was talking to my niece and nephew over the holidays, and they both have Switches and stuff, and it's just like, I love that, you're young and you're enjoying these types of games and having fun with them, but when your dad gets you a PC, you are going to have some good times and you just discover what's outside.
I mean, Temtem's coming to Switch. What you talking about?
Oh yeah, Temtem is coming to Switch. Well, I mean in general with things like in the Nintendo hemisphere, like it's so
graphically
different.
They're degraded.
Well, no, not even graphically. Like when we get patch notes for Temtem, we have a specific icon of all the things that our community suggested implementations, where the developers actually listen to us of just okay, what's the fan base want, what's good for our game, what's on our roadmap, what are we aiming for, and we kind of have this interwoven development cycle and I just remember for years and years of playing Pokemon, of playing Smash, of playing just wouldn't it be cool if, and Nintendo's just no, we make video games. We don't listen to people. We make high quality, nice video games. But what if the people, nope, we make Marios that people want. We make Pokemon.
We know what everybody wants. Don't you worry about it. Don't let the thinking come from us. You sit there, be pretty, and play our games.
Yeah, where it's just like I watch my niece and nephew game, and for them, gaming is they have fun, but it's such a detached thing where they couldn't imagine that a person made the game and that it could be better and do the things that they want it to do. You know, when they talk about like the Pokemon they want to see or like what they want, it's like, you know, there are people on the other end of that. And if you just transition eventually to other communities, you can have conversations with these people and actually engage in something that you love and enjoy. But they're young, you know. It's got big colors and, you know, sparkle things, so they like it. So I won't hold it against them. I'm slowly losing my words as we are discussing things, so I might
Kennedy has had some wine. Excuse him.
I may have had a cup or two of wine, so but
Oh man,
in some senses it's nice to just be relaxed while doing this episode.
I think this is a water custodian Nagais.
Water custodian Nagais.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah, bold choice of you to leave it on band. Here comes the Yaller. Do 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 do.
I mean, it like this is a Quetzal team. This is a Quetzal team, and
So, have you
there's
built
no,
any other teams since we've or since I've been on sabbatical?
I have not personally built teams, but there people have helped me like make other teams. Like Vazi helped me build a team around Tataru. I added the Tataru to this team for now because I don't have it on me. I don't have everything I need. I need a Kinu.
I played a Ketsa team with the Decidor and the guys on it. Interesting.
Yeah, but
Interesting that farm.
I just played this. His Tems were outspeeding mine, so I don't think it's a deceit aura. Because if it was, they wouldn't be outspeeding mine. Because they'd all need to be slower in order for deceit aura to work, right?
Yes, yeah, they would have to be slower. So I mean, right now though, if they were outspeeding you without Decidora, still without Decidora, they're gonna keep outspeeding you. But
Right, right.
your Koish moved before the Yaller before. If this is the same person that you played against while I was watching, the Koish
It
moved
was.
before the Yaller, so you're good on that front. And then ideally, that Nagais is not going to stay in on to get a crystal spikes. You've got
Yeah,
a
probably not.
yeah, you've got a Koish Valash, the crystal spikes water cannon that slot, and you're good for days.
Yeah.
You can't Oshi
Because
Dashi you on the first turn.
nope, nope. This Yowler, I need to take it out because it took me last time. Pretty good. It took me, so I gotta make sure I take that out of there because that's what lost me the game is the stupid Yowler. Ah,
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you can take it out, but giving the freedom for well, I don't know. Maybe crystal spiking the Nagais to make sure it leaves to swap into the Kabire, and then um Quetzing the Yaller. Doubling up on the Yaller doesn't
mm,
feel great, but doubling up on the Yaller does stop it from Oshidashing you second turn.
yeah, yeah.
So
It sure does. Although because I'm pretty sure this is swapping, but you're right. I think Capire's coming in.
yeah, I would put if I was in his shoes, I'd be looking to swap my Kapire into the Nagai slot because the Nagais is so precious and doesn't have a nice
Hmm.
play into your opening lineup. But
Yeah.
I'd be looking at Oshidashi, your Valash with my Yaller. So maybe a Kinu coming in onto the Nagais to beef up. Oh, the Yaller's got Chamomile, so Kinu buffs won't even stick to it. So
Uh, so Chem Mile completely ignores stat buffs too?
No, no. The Kinu will buff up the Yowler, but if it swaps out at any point, it loses all the Kinu buffs.
Really?
Yes, because the chamomile erases status changes when it comes in. So
Interesting.
yeah, so right here you're in a good situation. You can water cannon crystal spikes the Nagais, and that prevents the
It
Kapire
stays.
swap.
It's staying. Wow, it's taking a water cannon.
Yeah, and
And
this Oshidashi is going to hurt Valash, but you don't have to worry about that. So
yup.
that's so interesting. It
Yeah,
stayed.
that's super weird.
But its beta burst
Super weird.
outsped your crystal spikes. Your crystal spikes moves at 3 priority, and its beta burst is a normal priority. So that is a freaking fast Nagais. And
Interesting.
wait, why did the... No, it is a Decidora. That's a
It is Decidora.
Decidora Nagais because the Yowler outsped your...
Yeah, my gosh.
So that Yowler has control over the game right now, and it's about to Oshidashi your... I feel like if I was in his shoes, I'd Oshidashi your Valash out of here.
Oh, of course he's going to. He knows he needs to take it out. Um, so let's see here.
But you gotta do you, Gaijin. You gotta do you. You gotta believe in your
Oh,
heart.
yeah.
Hey,
I
Robin,
know.
at least no comebacker right now. Yeah.
I could let's see. Clinch.
He clinched the Nagais.
No, that doesn't kill it. Clinch isn't gonna kill it. I just
Do you
put
have a
in.
Toxic Tim?
I do have Volarend.
Volarin, what is that? What is that? Is that an anaerobic Volarin? Is it bulky?
Aerobic. It's
It's an
not that bulky.
Well, aerobic Volarin still has a pretty high base special defense. Like as long as you haven't used another move, you're trying to live a beta burst Oshidashi and get a water cannon off. If you get a water cannon onto the Nagais, it kills it with Volarin on the field.
Yeah. Oh, and he's swapping it, of course, for Kapire. Hey, I used a water cannon. I think. Did I use a water cannon? I think. I don't know what I did anymore.
Fallen Aeon says you win this.
Do
Feels
I?
nice to kind of. Oh, here it
Nope,
goes.
I quested. I quested that. Shit.
Well, hey, you didn't activate Comebacker. Love the show, by the way, fellas. Even though we're just kind of being
Oh
dank
Jesus, I
tonight.
I said it again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying not to curse.
Should I upload this episode to YouTube?
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Okay,
fine.
I'll
I
do it. I'll do it.
apologize both times.
All right. After this match, Gaijin, how about we finish up the episode, or we can just kind of go into the post show, and if
Oh.
you want to see like what happens, come back next week.
Yeah, we can just end there. I mean, like we said, it was just going to be kind of a not so just a welcome back kind of deal. Nothing
Chili
too
Pepper says
special.
demonetize this monster. Chili Pepper, look at the bottom center of your screen. Do you see a subscribe button? There is no monetize happening here.
Yeah, not yet. Give us time.
All right. Yeah, so one thing I did want to talk about this episode where was what do we want to do, I guess, now that we're both, well, that I'm playing again, and I guess this is more for me. So the thing I am going to sign off this episode saying, I want to do my placement matches on my alt. I will try and get those done this coming week, and hopefully next week I can talk about them.
I lose again.
Is there anything you want to do this coming week? Beat your arch rival, Gaijin?
Uh, I gotta finish the story on my new competitive account. And
You made a
try
new
to
competitive account?
Yeah, Danzo Shimura.
Okay.
It's a Naruto reference. He's the leader of the Foundation, and the club name is the Foundation.
Oh, that's the name of the club you sent me?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
So I want to try and beat the story all the way, and then try to recruit some more members and get a team built up so I can compete in club wars and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, that would be really weird. I have to look at the Club Wars roster to see if I can be on multiple teams' rosters, but I think Enigma has plenty of people to play for it. So if it comes down to picking between the two, I'd rather play with the second love of my life. I'm kidding. Uh, but anyways, we're not going to end there because we do a turn 30. So I think last turn 30 was you. So I'm going to tackle this turn 30.
I don't know if last turn 30 was me. I feel like I haven't done a turn 30 in a while, but I don't
I don't really
remember
cool
anything.
one. I have a really
Go
cool
for it.
one, and you
I'm
can get the
good.
next turn 30 then. Is that okay?
I mean, I don't care. I'm good.
Okay. Um, wait, we do plugs, and then we do turn 30. This is why we need a script. Okay, so, anyways, let's not plug super hard for this show because we'll do it next show, but we're back. Everybody, we're back. The holidays
We're
were
back
great.
weekly.
It's
We're back
fantastic.
weekly. If we take another hiatus, we will give you a 2-week notice.
Yeah. If we take a hiatus, we will definitely let you know. But we are back every Monday night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be streaming on the Temtalk channel on Twitch. If you want to watch us, it's twitch.tv/Tim Talk Show. And of course, there's the YouTube channel and the podcast feed, which we hope that you all subscribe to or follow and enjoy. And definitely leave a comment in any of the places. I saw there were a lot of comments on the YouTube channel, and I did not check the email over the holidays, but we will answer all of those next episode. And with that, we're going to jump into the turn 30. Is that okay with you, Gaijin?
The Nagais is dead, and I didn't lose my Raikan. And
Hey,
yeah, I'm
proud of
okay
you.
with that. I'm okay
Okay.
with that. Come hang out with us. Twitch.tv/Temtalk Show. I love you. And we're sorry, YouTube and audio podcasts.
So
Better.
the town I grew up with in is Kenosha, Wisconsin, and there's this famous jelly bean factory there called Jelly Bellies. And my webcam was
Wait,
kind of
it's there.
reversed.
That's where it is.
Yes, and one of the most infamous, they make gourmet jelly beans. One of the most infamous things that they did was they made the Barty's bolts from Harry Potter of like all the different flavored candies, and they did them as jelly beans, and so they had troll snot and booger and butter beer and all of those things. But they make, all of these different flavors of jelly beans. And so my family would always get assorted jelly beans, and I would pick out every single time I'd pick out all of the juicy pear jelly beans out of like the assorted thing. And eventually everybody else would pick out their own favorite flavors, and all the nasty flavors would just be left in the jar at my house. And so what my dad has started doing for the holidays, he mails everybody 2 bags of their favorite flavor of jelly bean. And so
What?
I have this huge bag of juicy pear jelly bellies, which I think is like the best flavor of jelly bean ever. I really like this company because they make so many different flavors, and then what they do is they have flavor charts where it's just like if you take a lemon lime, an orange sherbet, and a raspberry, and you eat all 3 of those jelly beans together, it's a sherbet flavored. And then they have like other things of like blueberry jelly beans plus buttered popcorn as a buttered muffin jelly bean, and they have kind of recipes of what flavor combos to eat to taste like other things, and it's like a lot of fun to mix and match them. And the nastiest jelly bean I have ever eaten is their buttered popcorn jelly bean. I hate it, and buttered popcorn should not be a flavor of a sweet, hard thing. But I guess my question to you, you sounded like you know Jelly Bellies. Have you eaten them before?
Jelly bellies are everywhere, man. They're like one of the most popular forms of jelly beans. Of course I know jelly bellies.
I love Jelly Bellies. They're so nice. Somebody in chat said, I've never known anyone's favorite jelly bean flavor. Well, Pat Farm, you don't have to know anyone's favorite jelly bean flavor. You only have to know the best flavor, and that's juicy pear. So,
Is it though? Because I think that depends on each person.
it's a scientifically proven fact. They've done studies. Don't ask me to quote them. I'm sure they're out there someplace. Of all the
Nice
flavors, never met someone whose flavor is juicy pear. All right, we're gonna end. We're gonna end the episode there before these heathens can run away with it. Speaking blasphemy against the holy prophecy of or the holy.
This guy is SOL here.
I'm kidding. Wait, did you win?
Yeah, I win this one because I sacrificed my Tataru.
Look at you, Gaijin. What a high note to end the episode on. All right, everybody, that's where we're going to be ending the episode. We might hang around and do a post show. But yeah, definitely hang out for a little bit if you want. And everybody else, thank you for listening. And we will be back next week with our full full episode.